Hi, good morning everybody. Jenna here. I wanted to give you some encouragement today, and I wanted to speak on hearing God, especially during these times. I remember in middle school, I would go to a couple youth conferences, and I remember wanting so badly to have those moments that I was hearing other kids have with God, where they would just hear his voice so clearly, and it would be this big monumental moment. And I remember wanting that so bad, and I would ask God for all the time. And I remember in worship, just during those times of worship at the conferences, just asking God, can I just hear you? Just say my name right now, or something. And he wouldn't always give that to me. And something that I've learned from that, and that's helped me now too, is that God is speaking to us, but he's not always speaking to us in the way that we think that we want him to speak to us. And so I just want to encourage you with that if you feel like maybe God hasn't spoken to you right now and you want to hear him so bad, and right now we want answers. We want straight up answers, and it would be great if God would just tell us straight out like what's going on and what we should do and what's to come. But God doesn't work that way. He's not always going to do it exactly how we want it, because that's not that's not the right way for him to do it. What we want is not always the best way. And so something that I've learned is that the fact that God knows us so well. He knows us better than anybody, and he's speaking to us each individually in ways that are best suited for us, and in ways that we're more perceptive to his voice, whether it's in worship, and he knows that in that stillness that you are in that place where you can hear his voice so clearly. And so maybe he'll whisper to you during those times, or maybe you're in the car and he speaks to you through a worship song that he puts on, or maybe he places a verse in your mind and that's how he speaks to you, or even maybe you're going a mile a minute and you're working and you're cleaning and you're doing a project, but he speaks one word amidst that chaos, and in that moment you know that he's speaking to you. Or maybe he just gives you peace. Maybe he fills you with peace by showing you something, or just having you feel his presence and you feel him speaking to you in that moment. Everybody is different in their ways that God interacts with you, and that's something that's helped me a lot, especially like back during when I would go to the conference in middle school, and I wanted those moments, but I didn't realize that God had been speaking to me the whole time, but in ways that I guess didn't know that I wanted. I wanted it to be this big thing, and it's not always that. It's deep and meaningful, but it's not always this big moment, flashy moment that we think that it is. And so I just encourage you that God is there to speak to us during this time. He's been speaking to you. And I want to encourage you with Matthew 7 through 8, where it says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and to the one who knocks the door will be opened." I guess I'll go on 9 through 11. Actually, it says, which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for a fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? We're asking for God to speak to us, and he will speak to us, and he wants us to hear what he has to say. And because we're asking, and when you lean into him, and when you spend time with him and talk to him and read his word and spend time in worship, I think that helps us be more perceptive to hearing his voice. And I want that to encourage you and let you know that we're not alone when you feel like maybe God isn't talking to you. He is. He is speaking to you. You're asking for it, and he's giving it to you. And so I want you to press into that and keep on leaning on him, and knowing that he's speaking to you even in the the littlest ways, maybe in a little whisper, and in, you know, just a feeling of peace, he's speaking to you. And so I just encourage you to continue looking for that, for hearing for his voice, for looking for moments where you feel like God is talking to you, and just feeling encouraged with that he's there and that he's speaking to you, and he loves you so much. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys with that today. I also wanted to let you know that it's Wednesday night, it's Wednesday, and so this Wednesday night we have our life group with Pastor Mark and Pastor Holly on Facebook Live, and for the elementary school kids, we have our Zoom meeting tonight too, so you could have your elementary school kids hop on that, and it's a lot of fun. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.